welcome. My name is Melinda Hart. You are watching Stamping with Hart. You can find me at stampingwithhart.blogspot.com. I am an independent demonstrator with Stampin Up, and today we are going to be making these super cute ombre treat bags. We're going to be using the Festive and Bright bundle and tailored tags to make each of these bags. I'm not going to make all of the bags live, but I will walk you through the products because here and there I may have used a different product or two. But for what we're going to demonstrate today, we're going to try to stick to those things. So be sure to say hi. Let me know where you're watching from. I love to interact and hear from you, whether it's live or in the replay. I'll always go back and comment, even if I don't get to the comment live. I just want to give a shout out to join my email list. Whenever you join my email list, you will actually get a preview of what is going to be on that night's Facebook Live. I go live every Thursday and Sunday at 7:30 p.m. and I do previews, little sneak peeks on my email list. So if you need the link to my email list, I will add it to the comments. Last week on a Facebook Live, I had heat embossed one of these ombre treat bags, and I loved how it turned out. So I wanted to make more projects with them. I just thought they were so cute. If you still need ideas for Halloween, we're going to do a Halloween treat bag tonight. And if you need ideas for Christmas, if you moved on from Halloween, we are also going to do Christmas. And that is because Festive and Bright has multiple holidays and occasions that you can use. So we are actually going to use the bundle, which means we're going to use the stamp set and the coordinating dies, which are called Festive Finishes dies. When you buy the bundle, this is available in our mini catalog, July to December 2021 from Stampin' Up. You can save 10%. And while we're talking about that, I'm going to pull up my host code. Hang on one second. Okay. So here is the host code. And the way that this works is if you spend $50 with me in the online store between October 7th and 31st of 2021, and you spend $50 before tax, you will receive a free embellishment from me as a thank you. So if you need the host code, I'll leave this up for just a moment. I'll bring it back up in the end too. But if you haven't already gotten the Festive Finishes bundle, I can't recommend it enough. Another thing that we are going to, this happens to be my favorite just because it's so unique. But you guys can let me know what your favorites are in the mini catalog. I'm also going to be using my Stamparatus, and as you can see, we've definitely been working with it tonight, but I'm going to be using the Stamparatus tonight, so just wanted to mention that. And we're also going to be using tailor-made tags dies. Okay, tailor-made tags dies. So let me show you what these look like. I'm going to go through all the treat bags in just a minute, but we'll go through the dies first because these three are not part of this, but I just want to show you what I used. Okay, so from the Festive and Bright bundle. Okay, so from the dies, I used this sentiment piece, this branch, these three super cute festive light dies, and this little ghost die right here. So that's from the Festive and Bright dies. If you're going to be adding tags, okay, so if you are going to be incorporating a tag onto your bags, then this is what I used here. So we either have this like fancier finish, this fancier edge. This is the largest. And then there is, they size them all the way down, but it has that same design in it. So you can see it nests in here. These are the two sizes that I used for both of these. And then there's, this is like a finish piece. Let me just show you an example of what I mean by that. So this little orange, this paper, pumpkin pie piece here, that's a little finishing piece that you can add on to to your tags. There's one for this one too, but I didn't have it available. It's floating around on my desk somewhere. So I just decided not to use it. And you don't, you know, you have your ribbon too, so it's fine. But if you want it, there is a circle for this one. Okay. So those are the two sizes that I used, and I used different things depending on the treat bag. So we'll get into that. But these are the dies from the, let me just say it one more time, Tailor made tags dies. Okay, so I'm just going to set these aside. Now I pre-cut a bunch of stuff so that I wouldn't have to die cut on the live tonight. But just in case I need them, I'm just going to set them off to the side. The last bit of dies I'm going to mention, if you watch me on Facebook, you already know I've been using these like crazy for Halloween, but I'm just going to mention them one more time. So this is from the Frightfully Cute bundle. Okay, and these are the 3 dies that I had borrowed from that for a couple of these treat bags. So just in case you're curious or you're wondering where they're coming from, I just wanted to tell you I did use a variety of dies for this project. Let's go through our treat bags. So the first one here, just to give you an overall picture of what we made with each bag. So this is one where we used the Memento Tuxedo Black ink. I actually did some shading on all of the witches' hats with the Stampin' Blends. And then I used the black glitter paper as the back tag. And then this black and white gingham ribbon, which I cannot stop using. I know we're all using it like crazy. And this is the Pale Papaya Ombre Gift Bag. Okay. And I'll go through the Halloween ones first, and then we'll go through Christmas. So the difference with this one is that this is heat embossed and there's no coloring. So we used the black glitter paper again for the tag and then also for the die cut witch's hat. Super cute. And then here the ribbon is the Pale Papaya ribbon, the coordinating ribbon. And then I did an alternate Halloween bag. So if you're saying to me, you know, I don't have Festive and Bright and I'm nervous and I don't know, you know, if I'm going to have it in time for Christmas. I mean, listen to me, Christmas. I don't know if I'm going to have it in time for Halloween. Then this is an alternate idea for you. Whatever Halloween stamp set that you have at home, you can line, you know, your little characters or your stamps up on your Stamparatus, and you can do a different image if you want to do like a different alternate on that. Okay, so just so that you have an idea there. And this is the Fresh Freesia. Okay, so here are the 3 Halloween. Here is another example of the colored in. So, and I did want to color the lights on all of them, but I did a variety of how I shaded them. So this is multi, okay, with the vintage bulbs. And then with these die cut bulbs, I actually used the Stampin' Blends. I mean, does that look like they are already like done for you? I just can't believe how amazing. I know that the Stampin' Blends are great. Okay. I mean, you guys know I use them all the time, but on these die cuts, it was like, it just looked outstanding to me. I know if I get too close to the camera, it gets blurry. So with this webcam, it drives me a little crazy, but just bear with me. Okay. So this version is all yellow. So if you guys like the yellow or the incandescent lights, you know, those old school lights, or if you just like gold, you know, overall, here is one where all of the lights are yellow. I love how this turned out. This is with the Bumblebee gingham ribbon. And again, the shading from the Stampin' Blends, I mean, it just looks like a pre-cut piece. But those were actually all basic white, and I colored those in with the Stampin' Blends, and I just love how it turned out. And then here is a non-traditional bag option for you. So if you know somebody who likes non-traditional Christmas, you know, they like pinks, they like purples, they like different colors, they like black and white or gray. You know, you definitely have options with your ombre gift bags. So here, I did borrow a stamp from the Perfectly Plaid stamp set because it just looked pretty and fancy, and I thought it would be really nice and polished pink. But this is all polished pink. Okay, so this is the Stampin' Blends again. This is that black glitter paper. So if you know somebody who loves that black and white check, and of course, if you do want to go with red, you can do that. Like you can make slight alterations, but just wanted to show you this option here. So, so cute. And then here, let me show you, this is the one that I don't quite know if I pulled off. You guys can give me your opinion on this. So I am a white light girl. Hi, Karen. How are you? I love decorating with the clear or the white lights. Okay. Just depending on how you want to look at that. So I wanted to try to do a version with the white lights. So I grabbed the chalk marker and I feel like it didn't quite work out. And this is the clear heat embossing. I mean, it's cute, you know, it's like it has this little overall pattern to it. I think maybe if I would have stamped it in evening evergreen or something like that, maybe it would have turned out a little differently, but it's still cute, but I don't know if I would use that to color my bulbs again. I absolutely love the tags though. So here we did use the Festive and Bright, you know, stamps. We used the Festive and Bright branch here, the die cut branch. The back tag is actually the brushed metallic with that bark embossing folder again. So you guys have seen me use that a few times now over the last few weeks. And I wanted to incorporate that here for anybody who likes that woodland theme or a little bit more of like that natural tone. So those are all of the ones that I made in advance. I'll lay these out so that you guys can see them here, just so that you have those different options depending on, you know, who you're making this for, who the gift is going to be for. And I think I told you guys before, but I'm going to mention it again, that a card will fit in here. I don't know if I have my Festive and Bright cards handy. Let me see. Here, I'll grab a different one. This one was also with the Stamparatus, okay? So if you're going to do a Halloween card and maybe a gift card or something, or if you're a full-size candy bar person, you can actually fit it right inside the bag. It will fit right in there. So just pretend like this is a coordinating card. So you guys have seen me use well, if you're brand new and you don't know what the Stamparatus is, it's a stamping tool that you can use to stamp precisely or in repeat if you need to. So I am going to do the soft succulent gift bag. Okay, so here are the ombre gift bags. These they're food safe. You get 20 to a pack, and they are the 2021 to 2023 in colors. So that is pale papaya, polished pink, fresh freesia, soft succulent, and evening evergreen. And I'm going to use soft succulent, the bag here. And the way that I was lining this up, so you're going to need your grid paper or your scrap paper here. I like the grid paper because you can actually use the lines to line it up. Let me just kind of straighten that out for you guys. Okay, so I'm just going to line this up with that 1-inch line here. And I'm going to have the bag basically touching against where you see our hinge. So I'm going to take my magnets. The magnets come with the Stamparatus and they actually rest on the bottom here. So there's 2 places for your magnets when you're not using them if you need to store them. But we're going to put it on our gift bag here. And then I'm going to grab one of my stamps from Festive and Bright. So I'm going to grab this garland here with the vintage light bulbs. And with Connor, well, here, I'll talk through this and then I'll tell my stories. How does this keep getting crooked? Okay, here we go. So I'm just going to line this up with that line. Okay, and the hope and the goal is that I will stay on the line. So I'm just going to lay my stamp, you know, the stamp side down, so face down. So this flat side here is what we're going to pick up with the plate, our Stamparatus plate. And you're going to position it, you know, wherever you want it. And I'm going to position it just slightly off. Okay, so we'll go down towards the bottom here. And then I'm just going to pick it up with the plate And you'll notice that your bag may catch with the stamp, the photopolymer stamp. So just gently grab your little gift bag. I don't want to put the magnets on the bottom for now because I'm going to be stamping across the bag. Now, if you're going to heat emboss, this is where you would take your little anti-static tool and run it over your bag. I'm just going to do regular ink stamping because that's, you guys saw me heat embossing last week. So we'll just make it a little bit simpler tonight. So we're going to use the Evening Evergreen ink. If you're using your Stamparatus, I really love if you happen to have this small guy, the little Stampin' Spot. Those are great, but we're going to use our full-size ink pad tonight. And I'm just going to ink this up. And once I have a good inking of it, we're just going to start stamping across. Okay, so, and remember, you can repeat your, if you don't get a good crisp image, you could always come right back down. Just make sure that your treat bag stays in the same spot. Okay, so I'm just going to grab my treat bag and pull up. I am happy with that, so I'm going to move on to the next one. So we're just going to move our hinge down every single hinge mark all the way across the treat bag. Okay, so we'll just go one step at a time, one hinge at a time. You can always test it to make sure that your magnets are clear, that you're all good, and then stamp. But what I did, in order to get the ribbon through the bag so that like it would stay here, I created these little hinges. Okay, so basically I wanted to thread my ribbon through it, and I just did that with a craft knife or an X-Acto knife, whatever you want to call it. It's not, required if you just want to do a bow or an accent piece of ribbon and you don't want to have it threaded all the way through, then you certainly don't have to do that. But I just wanted to mention it because I will be using mine tonight. This is from like year one, but that's okay. Okay, so I'm just going to get I'm actually going to use just a piece of chipboard. Okay, so just a piece of thick chipboard. If you have your healing cutting mat, you can use that. I was just kind of using the back of this all day. So here, I don't know if it's my camera that's crooked or if it's me that's crooked. But anyway, okay. So I'm going to go above the stamped images here. And what I was doing was at the 3/4 and 1 inch mark, just making a groove. Okay. So I'm just going to do a basic line. I'm not really going to stress myself out about it being too perfect. Okay. And then I'm going to do the second groove and try to have it be about the same. Try to keep them as similar as possible. Okay. And then I'm going to do the same thing without, moving my ruler. I'm just going to go to 3 3/4 and 4. So, and you will get an impression on the back, but you may have to go over it again. And if you have a little bit of tearing, if you're a little bit rough, you can actually use your little die cuts to cover these. So if you don't think that they are, to your liking, here's an example of one that I covered with the ghosts. Okay, so you can't even see that I threaded the ribbon through there. So we are going to thread our ribbon through, but this one we're going to do, maybe we'll recreate the gold. What do you guys think? So I'm going to do the bumblebee ribbon with the gingham. I love the gingham ribbon. Okay. And for the back, I'm just going to follow that line there and just kind of poke it through. Okay, just make sure that they're open. You could do this again on the back if you want to, but I don't think it's necessary. Okay, so just so that line is open. I don't think people are going to be looking that closely, but you guys can decide. So this is a 1/4 inch, and I'm just going to thread it through. And you don't have to worry about it being too tight because it will fit like nicely all the way around. Make sure you have enough ribbon, of course, on your spool for this project. Okay. I'm just going to thread this through. Something a little bit different, right? And you can use this guy to help you if it's not threading easily. Another thing that you can do is cut your ribbon at an angle like that. And with that little point, it'll be easier to get it through. Okay. So we're just going to do this and get a nice amount of ribbon here. I want to be able to tie my bow. Now, if I'm measuring this, just to give you like a measurement or an idea on the ribbon, it looks like 12, at least 24 inches. Okay. So I would say probably somewhere like 24 to 28 inches. Just if you want to give yourself a little wiggle room, depending on how large you want your bow to be. All right. And then I'm just going to tuck it right through here. See if I can get that corner. Here we go. I can see it, but I can't grab it. Hang on. Here we go. Just want to make sure my ribbon is all going in the same direction. Okay. All right. So we'll come back to this in a minute. Now we are going to color our lights. I like to use the Mango Melody to kind of get that glow on the lights. Okay. And one thing that I was doing was I was using the light on the top, and then the darker that it got on the bag, I would go and switch to the darker color. So you can decide which one you like. But we're just going to do this on all of the bulbs. Okay, so for the next part, I already cut an evening evergreen, the largest tag, and then I'm also going to do a layering size tag here. Okay, and then we're just going to stamp festive and bright, and then we can say like greetings or something like that too. So we're actually going to use the stamps right from the stamp set. I'm going to go back to my evening evergreen ink. I'm going to just set this aside for a second here. I'm not going to do any stamping on the evening evergreen tag. Okay, so we're going to do festive and bright right in the middle. And then if you want to add greetings, you can. Okay, totally up to you. I'm going to add it. All right, and now we get to have some fun with the die cuts. So let me grab my scrap paper right from the inside of here. We can see all of our little bulbs. Okay, so I'm going to grab 3 of the bulbs. And I know that those are hard to see, but you'll see those pick up in a minute. I'm going to use the Mango Melody Light with these, and I'm also going to use Smoky Slate Light, okay, for the bases of these bulbs. So let me just turn this around, and I'm just going to cut. There's like, if you can see, the die cut makes like an indentation, so it looks like there's a reflection in the light. I don't know if you can see that or not, but I am going to color this, just the bulb part in the Mango Melody. I'm going to do all 3. Whoops. And then we're going to do each of the bulbs in the Smoky Slate Light. If you get any of the gray on your bulb, just go back over it with the marker, and you can blend the 2 together. I did that on one of my other bulbs. It's not a big deal. Okay. All right. And so we have our 3 bulbs, and then we also have the Evening Evergreen branch. Okay, so you can decide which way you want to do this. I'm going to do a branch going like partially up, and I'm going to do a branch going partially down. Isn't that the cutest tag? Okay, and of course, if you want to add your gems and all of that lovely stuff, you could do that. If you have your in color gems, perfect with this project. If you have your Wink of Stella, you can add a little bit of glitter to your bulbs. So let's go ahead and add some glitter. So we'll just add a little bit to each one. A little bit of a glow going. Just that little touch of shine. You may want to use glue dots with those too, if you don't want to use the glue. Okay, so we have that. And now what we're going to do is we're going to thread the 2 of these. We're going to layer the tags, and we're going to thread them on with our ribbon. All right, and so here is our Christmas bag. The one other thing that I wanted to mention is that if you, are using your Festive and Bright stamp set, there is also a to and from that you can put, boom, right on your tag wherever you would want, or you could stamp it directly onto the bag. So if you do need to address or send this or, gift this to somebody, you have that to and from stamp option too. And then I'm going to take my witch's hats. Make sure that your witch's hats are going in the right direction, and then set it right down in your bag wherever you're, most comfortable with it being. Just get your positioning down, and you're going to pick it up with your plate. Put your magnets down. And I do want to just mention that I have my foam mat down because this is a photopolymer stamp set. Photopolymers, or the clear stamps, need a little extra cushioning, and the Stamparatus also comes with this foam mat. So you have that cushioning if you need it. If you're stamping with a cling mount set, you don't need the foam mat. Okay, so I'm just going to pick that up with my plate. I'm going to grab my little bag. Okay. And then I'm just going to stamp in the tuxedo, the Memento Tuxedo Black ink. And it's almost going to come out looking gray on this. So it's not going to be that full crisp black. But if you really want that look, if you want that crisp black look, I would highly recommend doing the heat emboss. The black heat emboss is going to give you that crisp black look. This, because it's going to be stamped onto pale papaya, is going to look a little bit more on the gray side. So definitely enough for another bow. Okay, this one probably not. This one could definitely be a bow on another project. So save those, save your ribbon scraps. All right, and then here is our Halloween project. This is my host code. If you spend 50 or more in the online store and you use this host code at checkout, you will get a free embellishment from me if you spend $50 before tax. So just something to keep in mind. I know most of us are done with the Halloween projects. I've done tons, but I just wanted to give some last minute options on that. But if you are moving on to Christmas, you still have options for Christmas too. All right. Thank you so much